Once upon a time, in the heart of Kenya, stood a retail giant that nearly every household trusted. Tuskys Supermarket wasn't just a store. It was a cornerstone of life for millions of Kenyans, offering everything from daily essential to big-ticket items. But how did a family business that started with a small shop in a dusty town rise to become a supermarket giant, only to collapse in spectacular fashion? This is a story of ambition, fierce family battles, growing competition, and ultimately the tragic downfall of one of the East African largest retailers. Welcome to the rise and fall of Tuskys Supermarket. From small shop to national giant. Tuskys' journeys began in 1985 when Joram opened a small grocery shop in Rongai, a town outside Nakuru town in Kenya's Rift Valley. The shop, initially named Maguna's Butchery, primarily sold meat and groceries. Joram's vision was simple: provide affordable and quality products to the local community. His humble beginnings were rooted in the family-run nature of the business, which was managed by Joram and his 5 children: George, John, Francis, James, and Mary Mokuha. Over the years, the shop grew, and in 1990, it was renamed Tuskys, a nod to the family's background in the butchery trade, symbolized by the strength of an elephant or tusker. Throughout the 1990s, Tuskys embarked on a rapid expansion across the country, leveraging Kenya's growing urbanization and the increased demand for modern retail. The company expanded beyond Nakuru and opened its first store in Nairobi. By the early 2000s, Tuskys had expanded its footprint to include over 30 stores, both in major cities and smaller towns. The company prided itself on offering competitive prices, excellent customer service, and a wide variety of goods. Tuskys quickly became a household name, and by 2012, it had more than 60 branches across Kenya and Uganda, making it one of the East Africa's largest supermarket chains. At its peak, Tuskys employed over 6,000 people and was generating annual revenue exceeding 40 billion Kenya shillings, which is approximately 400 million USD. The company had established itself as a key player in Kenya's beckoning retail market, serving middle-income customers and providing a broad range of goods from groceries to electronics and hardware. The golden years and family tensions. As Tuskys expanded, its family-led management struggle became increasingly strained. The Kamau siblings, who inherited the business after their father Joram Kamau passed away in 2002, had initially worked together harmoniously. However, business grew, so did their ambitions, and cracks began to form within the family. By 2012, internal disputes over the company profits and control had escalated. John Cargo, one of the directors, accused his brother of siphoning off Kenya shillings 1.6 billion from the company's account. This allegation became public and sparked a series of legal battles and investigation, drawing attention to the deepening rifts within the family. As the Kamau siblings fought for control of the billion shillings business, Tuskys began to suffer from lack of a clear leadership. The family failed to agree on a corporate governance structure, and the conflicts over money and power began to affect the company's operations. Without a united front, key decisions were delayed or poorly executed. Tuskys also struggled with an inadequate organization structure, as the top management was largely composed of family members without clear oversight from professionals. Competition and the changing market. While the Kamau family grappled with internal tensions, Kenya retail market was evolving rapidly. The mid-2010 saw a rise of powerful competitors such as Carrefour, Naivas, and Quickmart, all of which offered a more modern shopping experience. Carrefour, a French multinational, entered the Kenyan market in 2016 through a partnership with Majid Al Futtaim. A Quick established itself as a formidable competitor by offering a superior shopping environment, efficient supply chains, and well-stocked shelves. Tuskys, meanwhile, was slow to modernize. Many of its stores suffered from stock shortages, outdated system, and inefficient supply chain management. According to reports, suppliers had started cutting ties with Tuskys due to delayed payments, leading to empty shelves in many stores. Between 2018 and 2019, suppliers claimed Tuskys owed them approximately 6.2 billion in unpaid invoices. On top of this, Tuskys struggled to keep pace with the digital evolution. E-commerce and online shopping was rapidly gaining popularity, but Tuskys was slow to embrace this new trend, allowing competitors like Jumia and Naivas to dominate the retail space. Customers who had once been loyal to Tuskys began flocking to competitors who offered better prices, a broader range of products, and a more seamless shopping experience. The collapse begins. By 2018, the writing was on the wall. Tuskys was drowning in debt, with outstanding amount to suppliers, landlords, and creditors. In an attempt to stay afloat, Tuskys attempted to negotiate debt restructuring and secure new investors. The company even considered settling off some of its prime properties to raise capital. However, the family dispute continued to hinder progress, and the effort to secure a much-needed capital injection fell through. The financial blow came in 2020 when the COVID pandemic hit. The pandemic severely disrupted the retail industry, and Tuskys, already struggling with financial issues, was unable to weather the storm. With reduced foot traffic, supply chain distributions, and maintaining debts, the company began closing stores across the country. By mid-2020, Tuskys had shut down over half of its stores, and many landlords had evicted the companies from prime location due to unpaid rent. Suppliers and creditors launched multiple lawsuits, claiming over 3 billion in unpaid debts. By the end of 2020, it became clear that Tuskys could not recover. Its efforts to raise 2 billion Kenya shillings in capital from external investors collapsed, leaving the company with no option but to liquidate. End of an era. By 2021, Tuskys was a shadow of its former self. Once the pride of Kenya's retail industry, the company had been brought to its knees by a combination of internal strife, financial mismanagement, and fierce competition. The few remaining stores were shut down and sold off to cover debts, and the company was declared insolvent. Suppliers, landlords, and creditors, including banks, were left in the lurch, as Tuskys had accumulated debts in excess of 7 billion Kenya shillings by the time it collapsed. Employees were left without jobs, and the company assets were auctioned off to cover outstanding obligations. The fall of Tuskys marked the end of an era in Kenya's retail sector, with its branches taken over by companies like Carrefour, Naivas, and Quickmart. Lesson learned. The story of Tuskys is a sobering reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition, poor governance, and internal family conflict in business. What began as a small family shop in a dusty town grew into one of East Africa's largest retail giants, only to crumble under the weight of its own management and external pressures. The rise and fall of Tuskys offer valuable lessons for businesses. The importance of professional management, clear governance structures, and the need to continuously adapt to the changing market conditions. While Tuskys collapsed, chapter in Kenya's retail history, it also opens to the door to the new players who have learned from the mistakes of the past. And that's the story of Tuskys Supermarket, the rise and fall of the giant Tuskys Supermarket. If you liked this video and you want more about this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.